Sean Strickland is like what your grandma probably thinks every UFC fighter is really like. What Sean Strickland did today was put out a video accusing a UFC manager named Tiki Ghosn, a manager of very popular UFC fighters like Rampage Jackson and Dustin Poirier, and is accusing him of assaulting a girl several times. Just so you know, I'm going to be doing videos like this more often. Random topic, just yapping. It's kind of crazy that Sean is trying to cancel somebody considering all the shit he's been in. But I mean, Sean is a yapper. He's not necessarily a back clapper.
So you guys, I put a lot of thought in this video and fuck it, we're doing it. What I'm saying, it's not fact. I can't prove it. This is an allegation. It may or may not be true.
What? Okay, already, you kind of lost me already, Sean.
I will just tell you my story and I will let you decide. So this guy Tiki, he is very connected with the UFC. I mean, he manages everybody from Aljo. He manages everybody. So I was at a gym, and I don't need to go into details, but something really bad happened with a girl and a fighter. And at that point on, I was like, I will never go back to HB Ultimate. I will never go back to this gym. I think you are the worst of the worst. If you can do that, I'm done with you. So fast forward. Someone comes up to me and says, hey, Sean, you should really let Tiki manage you. He's a great manager. He's very connected. He'll make you a ton of money. And I say, you know what? I will never be in the same room with this guy, much less let him manage me. I don't care how much money he makes me. And there's a guy that heard the conversation. He says, you think that's bad? Let me tell you what he did with this guy's daughter, who I know I've known for years. And I'm like, oh shit, tell me. So he tells me, and I go to the guy that says, hey, you wanted me to manage this guy. Let me tell you this story. And this guy says, fuck, how did you know about that? Right? So I go on Twitter and I make a joke about it like I do. I say, hey, you know what? This guy's a groomer, potential pedophile. This is what I could. It's not confirmed. It's not slander. It's not defamation. This is just what I heard. So I get a word to the bird, the chain, that this guy is thinking about suing me for defamation.
Well, that's kind of what happens when you start accusing people without proof of something. It is exactly, by definition, defaming them. Now, I'm not saying Sean is right or wrong.
Which, I don't know how. I'm not saying you did or didn't. I'm just saying this is what I heard. So, I reach out to the father of the girl. The girl is married, great life, has kids. And I say, hey, I will pursue this and I will go to court and I will crowdfund this whole thing. But I need to know if you're okay with it.
Sean is out here doing sleuth detective work, knocking on doors, talking to parents. I respect it.
If your daughter's okay with it. Because if you aren't, I'm not going to say one damn word. I'm going to let it die. So he gets back to me and he called his daughter. And his daughter, I guess, was pretty emotional about the whole thing. And she said that we 100% support you. And, you know, he said there are levels to it that she couldn't even talk about because it was that traumatizing to her. So, this is what I know. Do I know if it's true? No. I know that I don't work with this guy. I know that I see this guy everywhere. I see him at events. I see him front row to fights. I see this man shaking hands everywhere. And I know this about him. Do I know if it's true? No. But I've heard it from credible sources.
It's still hearsay, though, you know, technically. And this is kind of one of those things that happens when you're so outspoken. Eventually, somebody's going to get fucking pissed off and sue you. Because you're rich, bud. You're rich.
From the father, the girl would come forward. She's married, has a great life, and it's very painful for her. So it's, you know, it's going to be hard going to court, but she's willing to do it.
This sounds legit. If the father's saying it, the lady is saying it, it does sound like this is probably true. And that guy probably is a fucking piece of shit. Now, we're not Batman. You know what I'm saying? You can't be Batman all the time. You can't be Batman.
So, Tiki, what I say to you is, if you want to sue me for slander, defamation, I am not slandering you. I am not making this up. This is what was told to me by the girl's father. If you want to sue me, I will crowdfund this and we will go to court and I will fight you. And to the point of you suing me, trying to keep my mouth shut, to the point of that, I left that post up for about I don't know, 3-4 hours. And I kept Googling Tiki, 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 Tiki. I kept Googling his name. When is someone going to write an article about what I said? And nothing. Crickets. Crickets. I can't sneeze without the MMA press writing an article. And I drop a bomb like that and nobody says anything.
It's because nobody even knew who that guy was until you said that. It's not a headline. You are Sean Strickland. You are the champion of the world. I understand his frustrations with this, though. I get it. I understand. But that's what happens when you don't have proof. And that's what makes these kind of situations so shitty, is that it's really hard to have proof of these kind of things.
That is how deeply this man's connected. That is how deeply you have to shut up and toe the line. But Tiki, I will not. I talked to the girl. I talked to the girl's father. We are willing to go to court. You can sue me. We will crowdfund this whole thing, and I will give every dollar that is not fought in court back to you guys or to the victim. Anyways, that's it. That's all I got to say. Bring it on, Tiki. I'm ready for you.
This is why I don't talk. This is why I stay home and I turn the lights off. This is why I don't do shit. This is why I mind my business. So yeah, man, who knows? Obviously, if this is something that really did happen to this girl, that's very sad. And Tiki Ghosn is actually a piece of shit. I don't see this going anywhere. I don't see this being something that is gonna evolve into a bigger story, but it definitely an interesting one. To be honest, what I think he should do is just do what Vitaly does. Meet up with the guy, beat the shit out of him, tar and feather him, put it on the internet, and then I highly doubt Tiki will be allowed in future UFC events. See you guys tomorrow.